Welcome back to the session on computer networks, practical component. And today we are going to discuss about how to design a virtual LAN, I mean shortly VLAN, using a packet tracer software. So in the previous experiments, we have discussed about how to implement and how to establish a physical local area, I mean a physical LAN using a packet tracer. And here comes the virtual LAN. So first of all, before stepping into this introduction, on the designing of this virtual LAN, like we have a small intro on this virtual LAN. Under what circumstances we need to have a physical LAN, and under what circumstances we need to have a virtual LAN. So let us imagine an organization. And in an organization, we will be having some n number of systems. And these n number of systems may be, let us assume for our scenario, for our understanding scenario, we are having a Cisco lab, and then we'll be having a network lab. So here we can have the same 60 number of systems in a common venue, but maybe in an organization we'll be having different domains or different departments, maybe HR department, and then a production department, and then a sales department. So there will be n number of systems in HR department and n number of systems in sales and n number of systems in the production department, and all these systems will be connected with a common switch, only one switch. There are also scenarios that we can also design like this. Let me go to the another thing. So consider I'm having some systems. So let me take some systems here. So consider this as system number 1, and this system number 2, and this system number 3, and this system number 4. And then consider these 4 number of systems. That is, these 2 number of systems. These 2 number of systems will be, let us assume, will be coming under the HR department. And these 2 number of systems will be coming under a production department. And if we are using a physical LAN here means we have to connect a switch here. We have to connect a switch here. And then a separate switch for this one, so that this particular 2 systems and the switch will be forming a local area network number 1, and these 2 systems and this switch number 1 will be forming a local area network number 2, so that the data from this particular system cannot be accessed by this particular system, maybe without any authentication. But the drawback which we are experiencing here is as the number of LANs are increasing, maybe there may be a number of departments like production, sales, HR departments. So the number of switches will be keep on increasing. And if the number of switches is keep on increasing means it will automatically enhance the complexity of the network, and then it will also increase the cost of the installation. So to overcome this, we can use a single switch here. That is one. I'm going to use a single switch here. And we are going to partition this switch. We are going to perform the partition, not physically, but logically. And this is called as a virtual LAN. So in the previous physical LAN, we might not use the router, but here to logically partition this particular switch, we need to make use of a router. So connect a router here. So using this particular the design only, we are going to configure a virtual LAN. So before this is the necessity where we have to implement or where we have to use a virtual LAN. So before stepping into the design of virtual LAN, let me come across what will be the outcome of this particular session. So at the end of this session, we will be, all the learners will be knowing very well about how to implement a virtual LAN, which means by the end of the session, already we have posted some 4 to 5 videos, and on watching all these videos, we can able to achieve the first 2 course outcomes. So now we shall move to the designing part. So as we mentioned, these two systems will be forming a production department, and PC number 2 and PC number 3 will be forming HR department. So for our understanding purpose, we can also have a note like this. Let it be, it is a production. Let this be an HR department. So now, as usual, after placing all these devices, we have to perform a connection, and the connection between PC to switch, it will be a straight through connection. So fast Ethernet to fast Ethernet 0/1. Similarly, here straight through connection, fast Ethernet 0 to fast Ethernet 0/2. Similarly, here also fast Ethernet 0 to here fast Ethernet 0/3. And switch number 4 is also connected using fast Ethernet 4. And now we are going to connect the switch and the router. There also we have to use a straight through connection. So fast Ethernet 0/5 to gigabit Ethernet 0/0/0. So observe this particular diagram. We can able to observe. Look at this green color triangle, which means all these were almost connected. And remember, we have not yet configured with the IP version 4 or version 6 numbers. And one more thing is we can able to observe here is with the red color triangle, which means those were not yet configured and the connection is not yet established. Physically it has been connection established, but there is no logical connection here. So as a step number 1, I repeat, as a step number 1, configure the PCs here. I mean the first PC, go to desktop and go to IP configuration. There we are going to use IP version 4. We can use IP version 4 or version 6, but for simplicity purpose and for easy purpose, I'm using IP version 4 here. What is the number? Let be 192.168.1.10. And since it is a class C address, the subnet masking will be 22255.0. So this is the class C address subnet masking. And one more thing is we have to give the default gateway here. Default gateway in the sense, since it is a class C address, the first 3 field will be representing the network ID, and this is the host ID. So I'm giving the first number as the gateway ID, which means 192.168.1.1. So this first number will be acting as a gateway ID, whereas except the first number, remaining number will be acting as a host. So we shall I will repeat the process. I had initially given the IP version 4 address and then subnet masking and the default gateway, then close this one. So coming to the second PC, go to desktop, go to IP configuration. IP version 4 is 192.168. Maybe here 1. I'm giving as 11 to host. Since it is a class C address, 3255 will be there, and gateway should be in the entire network ஒரே gateway தான் வரும், because this is a common network. இது எல்லாமே ஒரே LAN நம்ம கன்சிடர் பண்ண போறோம். LAN name is production. அப்ப கேட்வேவும் சேம், ஹோஸ்ட் அட்ரஸ் மட்டும் தான் சேம் டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருக்கணும், பட் கேட்வே சேம் தான் இருக்கும். I repeat, gateway number should be same, 168.1.1. So let me copy this gateway address and I'm closing this one. The gateway address, நம்ம remembrance-காக typing here. The gateway address is 192.168.1.1. Now, coming to the PC number 2. Sorry, I mean this LAN. LAN name is HR. Go to desktop, IP configuration. So here also we are going to give class C address. So since it is a some other network, we can give 192.168.1. கொடுக்க வேணாம், because 1. Now it will be coming under இதே production network உள்ள வந்துரும். அப்ப network ID மாத்துங்க. Maybe I'm giving us 2.10. Subnet masking class C address or subnet masking 255. Default gateway என்ன வரும்? அப்ப 192.182 is network ID. 168 is also network ID. 2 is also network ID. அப்போ host first number தான் நம்ம default gateway எடுக்கிறோம். So it's 2.1. இதை காப்பி பண்ணிக்கலாம். And then close this one. Go to the final system, go to desktop, go to IP configuration. IP address should be 192. 192 is a network address. 168.2. Previous system to 2.10 கொடுப்போம். அப்ப இங்க 2.11 கொடுக்கலாம். Subnet masking is class C. Default gateway same ஆ தான் இருக்கணும் because இந்த ரெண்டு சிஸ்டமும் HR LAN கனெக்ட் ஆகுது. அப்ப 2.1. Close the Now, இப்போ PC0, இந்த PC0 வந்து PC1 ping பண்ணி பார்ப்போம். Go to this select the system, select command from ping PIMD 192.168.1.11. So we can able to observe that from this PC0, this PC1 is connected. So let me have another scenario. That is, from this PC0, we shall try to ping this PC number 2. So come to this one. So ping is 192.168. என்ன address கொடுத்துருவாங்க 2.10 கொடுத்துருந்தோம். I mean இந்த PC2 IP is 2.10. இந்த gateway இன்னும் copy paste பண்ணல. So here the gateway is 2.1. For our understanding, நம்ம IP address நம்ம type பண்ணலாம். IP for this is 1.10. And IP for this is 1.11. IP for this is 2.10. And IP for PC3 is 2.11. Some understanding. And then, so now I'm pinging this one. I'm from PC0 to from PC2. That is, I'm going to ping 192.168.2.10. 2.10. And I'm giving enter. It's pinging, but that one we can able to observe it is the request timeout. Why it is request timeout? Which means it's not pinging. I mean, all the 4 packets will be lost. So I'm closing this one. From this PC to this PC, it is not connecting because even though it is connected to a common switch and even though all the lines are in green color status, how do the connection will be doing here? So the data if you transfer this PC0 switch to move data packet and from PC switch to router. Router மறுபடியும் இதே switch connect ஆகும். So in the link it is in red color. So which means it is not in the connection status. Hence data இங்க ping பண்ண முடியல. So now we have to configure the switch. So select the switch. Go to CLI window. You enter. So what mode it is? It is in a user privilege mode. So user access mode. So I'm giving it enable. Now it is moving to the privileged access. And then global configuration mode to convert from. So giving us config space config terminal. Now global configuration mode. So now look at this one. We have given a name here and we have to give a number for this VLAN. So remember always VLAN number will be multiples of 10. I am mentioning this as VLAN number 10. Name is production and here it is VLAN number 20. And don't give VLAN number as 1, 2, 3, 4. We do not like this. VLAN number will be in forms of 10s and 20s like that. So let me open this one. And here I'm going to name this particular VLAN thing. So I can give it as VLAN 10. Enter. So look at this one. From global configuration mode, it had moved to the configuration of the specific VLAN. And what is the name of this VLAN number 10? So the name is NAME, name space. It is production. So production. Give enter. Now we have named this VLAN 10 as production. We can give exit also, or we can also continue with the next VLAN. Now, once again, it is in a global configuration mode. If I name VLAN number 20 name. So I'm giving it VLAN space 20. What is the name of the VLAN 20? It's Look at this one, it's HR. So I'm giving a name it as name HR. So now what we have done here, we have named the VLAN number 10 and VLAN number 20. Then we can come out of this VLAN configuration. So now look at this particular port. In which port this particular these two systems are connected? So have a cursor on this line. So it's FA0 bar 1. Here it's FA0 bar 2. So now go to this one. In this, I'm going to configure the first PC here. So before that, it is in a common global configuration. VLAN number 10 VLAN 10 now corresponding VLAN. So this VLAN number 10 in the end of port this is fast Ethernet. Look at this one. I repeat, fast Ethernet 0 bar 1. Second line. So fast Ethernet 0 bar 1, 0 bar 2, VLAN number 10 configure. So I can type like this. I can type like this. So this interface fast Ethernet port. So FA 0 bar 1. Enter. Then give it as switch port. Switch port. என்ன மோட்ல இருக்கு mode access. So இந்த mode பத்தி நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும் அப்படின்னா look at this one. These links. So we have two types of mode. One is called as access mode. Another one is called as trunk mode. Internal net. I mean internal network கூட இன்டர்னலா வருது. இது எல்லாமே இன்டர்னல் நெட்வொர்க். இந்த ரெண்டு லைனும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா சிமிலர்லி இந்த ரெண்டு லைனும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா நெட்வொர்க் இன்டர்னலா வருது. So this will be coming under access mode. Whereas இந்த லைன் பாத்தீங்கன்னா எக்ஸ்டர்னல் நெட்வொர்க் கூட கனெக்ட் ஆகிறதுக்கு யூஸ் ஆகுது. So this particular line will be called as trunk mode. So we have two modes. One is access mode, another one is trunk mode. So in the FA0 bar 1 is access mode. So we are typing it as switch port mode access. And then give enter. Now, if any configuration and the corresponding interface configuration. So what's the name? Type it as in the line fast Ethernet 0 bar 1 in the VLAN level switch port access in the VLAN, it will be coming under VLAN space 10. Give enter. Now, at the second port, second port is interface space FA0 bar 2. Repeat here's 0 bar 2. 0 bar 2, enter. In the mode access mode. So switch port mode space access enter. So switch port once again access. The 0 bar 2 VLAN number 10 தான் வருது. So I'm typing as VLAN space 10. Okay, that's a spelling mistake. So switch port space access space VLAN space 10. Now it is properly configured. So the first ரெண்டு லைனும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா we have configured. And look at this one. Now we can able to view a orange color spot here, which means this line is configuring for VLAN number 10. Similarly, in the line, if we configure, what is the number for this line? It is FA0 bar. FA0 bar 3 and this is FA0 bar 4. Okay. So now once again continue with this one. So now int fast Ethernet 0 bar 3 in the mode level switch port mode access mode level and then access mode will define பண்ணிட்டோம். Next one எந்த VLAN define பண்ணணும். So switch port access VLAN. So it is VLAN number 20. So 0 bar 3. I mean third line இப்போ configure ஆகுது பாருங்க. Now coming to the fourth line interface FA0 bar 4 enter என்ன access என்ன mode வரும் access mode. So switch port space mode space access. So access define பண்ணியாச்சு. எந்த VLAN வரும்னு இப்போ define பண்ண போறோம். So switch port access mode in the VLAN virtual LAN number 20. So now look at this one. இதுவும் இப்போ configure ஆகிட்டு. So what we have done is we have configured all these 4 ports in access mode and then we have allocated in which VLAN it will be coming. Coming to this line, what is this line is? This is the FA0 bar 5. அப்போ இது எல்லாமே இன்டர்னல் நெட்வொர்க்ல வரதெல்லாம் ஆக்சஸ் மோட்னா எக்ஸ்டர்னல் நெட்வொர்க் கூட கனெக்ட் பண்ணது that is called as trunk mode னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன். So we have to configure that also interface Fast Ethernet 0 bar 5, enter, switch port, space mode, space, access பதிலா content கொடுப்போம், and then give enter. So, switch with the configuration mode save, and we can give it, and we can close this switch configuration. Now we shall once again try port pinging. I'm selecting PC0, giving command prompt, and pinging the same VLAN 20 with the system ping பண்ணி பார்க்கிறேன், giving 192.168.2.10. So we are trying pinging the system in the VLAN number 20. I mean 10 and 20 ping பண்றோம். Once again I'm getting a request timeout. First packet is lost. Second is also lost. Third is also lost. So this means it's not a connector. Observe this pattern. Here still we are having red color line triangle, which means it is not a connector. So VLAN number 10 is connecting. I mean PC0 to PC1 ping ஆகும், PC1 to PC0 ping ஆகும். Similarly, PC2 and 3 are connected, but this network is not connected with this one. So this is a proper thing, which means now we are the ஒரே switch இருந்தாலும் நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், we are giving protection to each and every networks. VLAN number 10 இருக்க system எதுவும் VLAN 20 நம்ம வந்து access பண்ணணும், protect பண்ணணும். But now இது access பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, we have to configure the router. Go to the router, go to the CLI. He'll be asking, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? Give us no. Press enter. Now what type of mode it is? It is in a user access mode. So the privileged mode மாத்துக்கு give us enable. Now இந்த mode இருக்கு, privileged access mode இருக்கு, அது global configuration modeல மாத்துவோம். So config paste. Now இது என்ன போர்ட்ல இருக்கு? Look at the port number. Port number is gigabit 0 bar 0 bar 0. Okay. So give it as there's a port here. It's 0 bar. Okay. So interface is gigabit. So 0 G 0 bar 0 bar 0. Giving enter, and we are giving no shutdown. No shutdown means the corresponding link to the on the phone, so no shutdown. So look at it. Once I'm giving no shutdown, look at this link. It is converted into a green color line, but it's not yet configured fully. So give once again enter. So the global configuration mode in the corresponding interface configure பண்ண போறோம். So now give us interface gigabit ethernet 0 bar 0 bar 0 dot 10. Dot 10 in the sense it is virtual LAN number 10. Give us enter. And now submit no. Submit means the corresponding 0 bar 0 bar 0 தனியா பிரிக்கிறோம். So அதுல ஒரு sub partition ஆகும். So it is mentioned as submit. Now give us encapsulation. Encapsulation space. இது trunk mode இருந்ததால இந்த லைன் வந்து trunk mode இருந்ததால the standard for trunk mode is dot 1q. Remember the dot 1q is it is a standard for the trunk mode space. என்ன virtual LAN is virtual LAN number 10. Give enter. And then give IP address. In IP address, it is IP version 4. So IP space ADD space. What is the gateway address here? It is 192.168.1.1. So I type on 192.168.1.1. For space, give the corresponding subnet 255.255.255.0. Yeah, more 255 because since it is a class C address, I'm giving 322 and give it as enter. Now, first line configure. So now coming to the next one, interface gigabit ethernet 0 bar 0 bar 0 dot 20. Next virtual LAN, give enter. Second give enter. So submit flower now. So what we have to give encapsulation. Encapsulation space dot 1q space, in the virtual LAN, this will be coming to virtual LAN number 20, number 20. Now, once again, add IP address, IP space add, and in the IP address, IP address is 192.168.2.1. 192.168.2.1. In the class, it will be coming to class C. The subnet mask will be 3.255.255.255.0. Then give enter. So now it is being configured successfully. You wait. Let me see the first one. Now once again try pinging from production department to HR department. From is 132.168.2.10. Pinging. If you wait for this one to view the status. Once again, get this timer. So look at this one. Except the first packet, all the remaining 3 packets has been transmitted. So we might have a doubt. Yeah, but proper configure why does the first packet has been timed out? Because this since we are having a router, this router will be taking some time to update its routing table. The routing table or update ஆகிறதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் time எடுக்கும். Within that update ஆகிறதுக்குள்ள நம்ம packet transfer பண்ண try பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா then one or two packets will be lost. In that case, loss ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா once again திரும்ப நம்ம ping பண்றோம். Maybe நான் திரும்ப அதே system ping பண்றேன். We can able to observe all 4 packets will be successful. So we have a thing. Check here. Ping space 192.168.2.10. Same ping பண்றேன். So that is what we can able to observe all 4 packets has been successful. But here fail ஆச்சு because the router will take some time to update its own routing table. So likewise, we can able to configure a virtual LAN using packet tracer. So hope you all might have understood well. And if you have any doubts in this, you can raise it in our checkbox. So let me summarize what are all the points here. And for your understanding, we shall even type here also. That is, for summarization process, what are all the steps involved in this one. So the first step, arrange all devices. All devices in the sense, PCs, one switch, and a router. Then configure all PCs. Maybe I'm giving us 192.168.1.10 and 11 for one PC, and then 192.168.2.10 and 11 for another 2 PCs. And then give proper gateway here. Here we are having 2 local area networks. So one gateway will be 192.168.1.1. The other will be 192.168.2.1. Then after configuring the PC, go to the switch. And in switch, we have to perform configuration. Configuration is there. We have to give the name for the VLAN, name the virtual LAN, and virtual LAN number will be 10 and 20. Give corresponding name, and then most importantly, give access mode for internal lines and trunk and line internal, the line which is connecting switch and router. Sorry. Switch and router. So select appropriate. So give access to the internal lines and trunk to the line which is connecting switch and router. So after configuring a switch, go to the router. In router, configure the corresponding link. Maybe here I am using only one link interface, gigabit Ethernet 0/0/0, and there we have to give. So there we have to give IP address, IP address 192.168. Gateway address 255.255.255.0. Similarly, அடுத்த line திரும்ப கொடுத்து என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? We have to give IP address 192.168.2.1. Class C in the 3 use. So after this one, perform ping operation to check whether the network is covered. So these are the steps involved in the virtual LAN. So hope you might have understand. If you still have any doubts, you can post it in the comment box. So coming to the program outcomes, what are all the program outcomes you might have come across after knowing this experiment? Basic knowledge that you develop. Of course, we at least moderately we might have a basic knowledge. Whether we can able to analyze a problem, yes. Suppose if there is any problem in the network means we are performing troubleshooting process. So problem analysis strongly map ஆகுது. Whether we are designing any solutions, of course, troubleshooting பண்ணி நம்ம ப்ராப்பரா வந்து நெட்வொர்க் கான்ஃபிகர் பண்ணலாம். So design of solutions and investigation of data. So here whether we are using any data, not much. So I'm giving a moderate. Whether we are using any modern tool, yes, we are using packet traces. So modern tool usage is strong. And coming to the contribution for engineering and society, maybe I can take moderately. Whether this experiment is contributing for environment, no. Whether because of this experiment we can able to develop ethics, not much. I'm giving one. Whether because of this experiment we can develop individual or teamwork, maybe I'm giving one. Because of this experiment, are you developing any communication skills? When you are explaining this to others, you can develop communication skills. So I'm giving as one. Whether this experiment is assisting you to attain project managements, maybe. And whether this experiment is supporting you for lifelong learning, yes, probably. So these are the program outcomes mapping for this experiment. So thank you viewers for your patience viewing in this video. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask in through the chat box. Thank you.